Honey, how you bunch of widows, it's your number one fat Asian coming to you today because we got big news. We have got big news. EA have finally dropped it, man. They're telling us the new features they'll be adding to career mode in FIFA 18. And now, as you can see, I'm right on the side over here. I'm gonna be going over all these new features. Big one, interactive cutscenes, but I'm not gonna be going over that one too much because my man, right down here, first I gotta point this out. Chestnut Gaming, Chris Wood, my man, has done an official video. They got a career mode YouTuber to do an official video to work with EA. Golf clap. Well done, good sir. Well freaking done. Inspirational that maybe one day a fat Asian can go ahead and work with EA. Probably not, but we will see. But anyway, I'm gonna go over all the new features that are functioning, and then I'm gonna go ahead and give you my thoughts. My real thoughts, because I laid everything bare last year. When they came out with the total club management, I was like, uh-oh, this is not gonna be good. Okay, I don't know. No, I don't want to update Windows 10. And that goes ahead and gets your nipples hard, then go ahead, take your hard erect nipples, smush into that like button, subscribe if you are new to keep up to date with all FIFA 18 news. Now, I remember this time last year, I was getting negative vibes from the get. When they announced total club management, I kept it real. I said it just looks like glorified board objectives that aren't really going to affect what you're going to do with the game. And sadly, it came to fruition in FIFA 17 career mode. Fast forward 1 year, and after reading over these new features, my initial feelings, I'm happy to say, look positive. It looks promising. Alright, so let's get into what EA posted on their official website right here. Frostbite powers new features in FIFA 18 career mode. It's interactive negotiations. Now, you guys, if you want to go really deep and hardcore into this, Chestnut has a brilliant video. It's actually linked at the bottom of this. I'll also link to that in the bed. Basically, the engine that they took from the Journey, you're going to be able to go ahead and use that, the Frostbite engine, to negotiate with other managers, with other players, as you can see right here. Yeah, right here. For example, when players move clubs, you'll now see dynamic representations of their announcement and unveiling, including billboards, lineup shots with their new teammates, and press conference presentations with their new manager, like above. But I'm down to see some billboards, and you can actually see the new lineup shot animation. That's going to be over in Chez's video. But this is something I don't think Chez mentioned. In addition to transfer dealings, you'll also see new visuals when players win the league's Player of the Month award, and when your team wins the title or the cup. And as you can see, here's a picture of David De Gea holding up the Player of the Month award. Like, I can already tell this here, like, the big thing that EA want to get in career mode is immersion. Immersion. Kind of what career mode is all about. Why people play career mode is for the immersive property of you feeling like you're running the club. And it's just a small sentence in here. When your team wins the title or the cup, thank you. Like, in order for you to actually win a title and play out all those games, what are you playing, like 15, 20 hours worth of games? And when that moment comes, when you win the league, you should feel a burst, man. You should feel like you've earned something spectacular. And hopefully, they come through. I haven't seen it yet, but as long as it's different, I'll be happy, because we've been looking at the same goddamn trophy lift animation for since Xbox 360, I think. But I mean, those ribbon physics though. Those ribbon physics. Powered by Frostbite. I'm gonna hop over to Foothead over here because they also released a brilliant article going into detail about the new additions into career mode, because I want to talk about the new transfers. And I think it's big to note that a lot of people are starting to, whisper and murmur and be like, oh, well, the cutscenes are gonna be cool for like a month, but then, they're just gonna get annoying. And I want to say, according to this Foothead article, those cutscenes aren't mandatory. You can actually skip ahead of them and actually just do the transfers the old school way, just via text. And let's be honest, if you're playing career mode, the funnest part for most people are the transfers. That's why you're doing it. You want to bring in that big, spicy new player into your side. And for EA to go ahead, buff up, and overhaul that transfer system, I think it's just a smart move on their part. Now, I want to go into a couple more details in the transfer process, because not only are there the nice little bells and whistles of the cutscenes, there's some new additions that you can do. Now, clean sheet bonuses and goal bonuses, they've been there before, and appearance bonuses, I think is probably in the same vein as those. But I want to talk about these two up here, the sell-on clauses and the release clauses. So for you guys who don't know, a sell-on clause is if that player goes ahead and gets sold after you have sold them initially, you get a percentage cut. This could possibly redefine how you play as smaller teams in career mode, because let's say, you're a Southampton, a team that, always sells on their best talents. Now, you sell on Gareth Bale to Tottenham Hotspurs, but you go ahead, you latch on maybe a 30% sell-on clause. He goes ahead, gets sold to Real Madrid for 100 million. Boom. 30 million passive income. Look at that. They're teaching you investment strategies here in career mode. And it's the same thing with release clauses, because the bane of every career mode player this year was that dreaded email that says, so-and-so doesn't really want to be a part of your team, so we think you should sell them immediately. You have 2 weeks to sell them. Oh, you didn't sell them in 2 weeks? Okay, we've sold them for pennies on the dollar. Brilliant. Brilliant. Now, if the team goes ahead and comes in for your beloved N'Golo Kante, you could set it at, 100 million release clause or something crazy, so that you know that if he does get sold, at least you getting a king's ransom in return. Now, I can also see this going the other way, because I don't know how many of your players are going to have preset release clauses. And sometimes, you don't want to sell a Neymar, but if another team comes in and hits that 222 million, what are you gonna do? But I guess, it is realistic. All right, back over to the official EA website. Let's go down to training right here. All right, it says, with 15 plus new skill games in FIFA 18, there's more variety when you come to squad training and player development. Create preset drills and assign them to certain players or specific groups, allowing you to model your development strategy of young players to enhance player attributes or manage a player's return from injury. This is big. I'm gonna need more than just like a couple of sentences, because this is kind of vague. I'm gonna be honest. But my interpretation is that with a variety of new skill games, you're going to be able to be more specific in the stats you're going to train certain people. Because, like, if you're a defender, it's like, well, you train in tackling, you train in marking, and you train in slide tackling. And that's pretty much it. Maybe, you could be more specified and just be like, only slide tackle, or maybe only strength, and that kind of stuff, which would be cool. And what I really like is it says you can create preset drills and assign with certain players or specific groups. The big part being preset drills, assign, and specific groups. Because while training is nice, and I thank you, EA, for bringing it, it's stupid that you could only train 5 players per week. It makes a lot of sense that you could just train the whole entire squad. Why wouldn't you? I mean, it's not like that's realistic in real life. It's just like, all right, only 5 of you are going to train today. It just doesn't happen like that. So if that is actually implemented in the game, it just allows the player to have more control over the development of their team, which is excellent. Brilliant. And then lastly, I don't want to overlook this, but apparently you can give players training for them to accelerate their return from injury. I really like that, because that might make the player do a very, I guess, like a hard decision between maybe, training up this youngster or trying to rush back your star player before a crucial cup match. I'm not going to really talk about quick subs, because honestly, I think it's a nice luxury, it's a nice touch, but all it is it's subbing. Honestly, they didn't really need to put this in the game. It doesn't take that long for me to sub in a person. I guess it doesn't break up the flow of the game, but yeah. I'm going to advance on to something that really gets me excited, though. Really gets the nips all tingly, and that is team styles. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. New team styles come to life in FIFA 18 career mode, as you'll immediately recognize some of the world's best known tactics on the pitch. You'll see clubs' authentic play styles recreated and feel a change in defensive and attacking approaches when you choose a new team or take on a new opponent throughout your career, and hear adaptive commentary which references player team styles of play. Now, for all the new functions that are announced for career mode, the interactive cutscenes for the transfers are going to get the most pizzazz. But I think right here, new team styles is going to be the most important addition to career mode in years. Years! If you are going along with the mantra of immersion, I don't think there's anything more immersion breaking than when you're playing Leyton Orient in the EFL Cup and they're passing the ball around like the goddamn Barcelona. Then you go ahead and you play Dortmund and they're passing around like Barcelona. And then you go ahead and you play Barcelona and they kind of pass around like Barcelona. You get what I'm saying? Every single team, no matter how good they are, no matter how crappy they could be, they all generally play the same. And for a game mode where you're playing, what, like 36 league games and then some odd cup games, maybe Champions League and all that, when every single team played the goddamn same, it got boring. And just right here, let's freeze frame it right here. Catenaccio, direct, counterattack, quick passing, harass, which I'm guessing is like high press and that kind of stuff. Now that these are into the game, hopefully it'll give teams character. It'll feel like you're playing, you know, like Liverpool's high press. It'll feel like you're playing like the madness and the counterattacking of a Real Madrid or the quick passing of a Barcelona. Giving teams their personality on the pitch is huge for immersion. And then to continue on with it, I mean, this is what like EA wrote on like the whiteboard as they started development on Career Mode this year. Is like immersion in all red marker. Because the next thing they talk about is atmosphere, authenticity, and regionalization. So they talk about like various crowds and pitches. They redone the crowds so everyone isn't like the cookie cutter like robots that are just kind of fuzzy and stuff. As you can see, everyone is doing like a different motion. It's not perfect, it's never gonna be, but it looks way better. And you can see there's kind of like regional animation, so you're gonna see more of the clutter and the confetti and the toilet paper that's on the pitch in South America. You're gonna see people like run down and cascade down in the stands when a big goal is scored. And I think you have to look at all these features combined in totality, man. You're gonna be up, you're going to be going ahead and you're going to be talking to the player face to face. You're going to go ahead and announce him. You're going to see your player be announced. Maybe he strides onto the pitch or something. You can see his face on billboards. When your player does well and wins player of the month, he's going to have a little cutscene where he holds it up, you know. And then when you actually win the league, it's going to feel more immersive. They're going to have way better cutscenes on that. Then you go into play styles. When you're actually on the pitch playing the game, it's going to feel more authentic because, you know, Arsenal's playing like Arsenal, Manchester United are playing like Manchester United. Then when you go to certain historic atmospheres like Wembley and that kind of stuff, it's going to feel like Wembley. I can see EA's vision. All of these factors come together, if done correctly, could create the most immersive footballing simulation that you can buy. I'm sorry, Football Manager, but do you have ribbon physics? No. You don't. And all the while giving more options to customize and play Career Mode the way that you want it to be played. Because let's be honest, that's the only way you're going to see Arsenal lift up a trophy this year. And this also opens up a lot of possibilities for replayabilities. Let's say you do one save that's Catenaccio with Arsenal, and then you do another one that's counterattacking or high press. And same thing for a YouTuber like myself. You know, there could be different styles of Manchester United career modes on YouTube. All in all, I can't see too many negatives in the additions that they announced. Are they absolutely game-changing stuff that we've been asking for a while now? Not exactly. I think a lot of people are still clamoring for an online career mode, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna keep it 100. If you gave me a choice between online career mode and different playstyles for teams, I would take the playstyles. I'm sorry. Like for me, having Leyton Orient play like Leyton Orient and having Real Madrid play like Real Madrid is just more important to me. It feels more immersive, and at the end of the day, I think a lot more people will appreciate that than the small minority that might like online career mode. I mean, the negatives that I can kind of think of is, you know, maybe the release clause can get abused a bit, make you sacrifice your best players, which can be kind of sucky. It can also break immersion if all of a sudden, like, maybe other teams adopt different styles than they usually do. Like if all of a sudden Barcelona started playing Catenaccio for some reason, that would be kind of weird. So overall, I'm initially pretty excited for the new additions that they're bringing into Career Mode this year. You know, I'm not blown away, but generally positive. It's like a B+. You know, vibes definitely up compared to last year, man. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my breakdown of the kind of these new factors or some things you might have missed from all of these announcements on Career Mode. And go ahead and check out my boy Chestnut's official FIFA 18 video where he goes ahead and breaks down all the goodness of those interactive cutscenes. Well done to him. You want to check out my stuff? I got a China Ruins Everything career mode. It's pretty ridiculous. Go ahead and click right here. Subscribe if you are new up in this thingy over here. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Be honest. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Remember to stay yourself, stay humble, and be weird. And every single day, Fat Asian Nation grows fatter.